Parshat Noach, Yiratzon, V'limud Shebila Refuat Kol HaCholim, Uvetocham Tanya Bat Hoda Margalit, Yosef Yair ben Aviv Chava, Harav Sivan ben Sima Betoch Kol Shar Cholei Israel. Throughout the years of learning Parshat Noach, I've taken one approach. We all know the story of Noach. It's very clear the actions of Noach. But what's unclear is the motivation of Noach. And we know that Noach built an ark for 120 years. And it doesn't explain why did he have to build it for such a long time. To build an ark for 3 years, for 4 years, let's say for 10 years, that makes sense. But the fact that he had to build it for 120 years, what was his motivation? Another question that's very big on Noach is that he's the only one to go through the destruction of the entire world. In that fact, he is unique, and that fact is known in Judaism and throughout the world, that there was a guy named Noach who the entire world was destroyed in his days. So what was his motivation? Why didn't he not save the world? Why didn't he scream to God and say, stop? Why didn't he wake up in the morning and say to someone, stop acting that way? He walks through destruction, and it's unclear the motive. And so throughout the years that I've grown up, it was always for me a clear understanding that Noach was one of the most negative characters in all of Tanakh. But this year I decided that it's unfair, and that I have to try and look and analyze, was there something else motivating Noach to be the person that built a teva for 120 years but didn't save a person? Maybe it wasn't because he didn't care. Maybe there was some other mindset that Noach was thinking of. And to understand that, I just want to learn one pasuk and one of the ideas in the Sfat Emet. The opening pasuk for the parsha and description of Noach is Eile Toldot Noach. The simple explanation of Eile Toldot Noach are, these are the descendants of Noach. And our expectation is to see a description of his children. And so when we look in the pasuk, it says Eile Toldot Noach, and the next word is Noach ish tzaddik tamim haya bedorotav. Doesn't make any sense. The way it should have been described is Eile Toldot Noach, Noach holid et Shem et Cham et Yafet. Those are his children, those are his descendants. Why does it describe after Eile Toldot Noach, Noach ish tzaddik tamim haya bedorotav? It describes him and not his children. And so also the Midrash and also Rashi are bothered by this. And so Rashi says, Ikar toldotehem shel tzadikim mitzvot v'ma'asim tovim. Rashi is bothered by the same question. We expect Eile Toldot to be the children of Noach. But the description is not the children, but the actions. That he was a tzaddik and he was a tamim. Says Rashi, what does it mean, Eile Toldot Noach, Noach ish tzaddik? That the descendants of a tzaddik are his actions. That the link of Noach's life was that he viewed his actions as what will they affect in the future. And a tzaddik understands that I'm not doing what I'm doing to affect today. I can give a shiur to one person or to 1 million people, it doesn't matter. Because the focus of my action is tomorrow. And if the effect of a shiur to one person by a tzaddik is greater than that tzaddik giving a shiur to 1 million people, then give a shiur to one person. The Kotzker Rebbe lived like that. The Kotzker Rebbe said, if my focus is the future, then I will not focus on numbers. I'll give the same shir even to no one, or to one person, or to 3 people, if those 3 people will be the future. And the Kotzker Rebbe built a yeshiva of people that all led the future. He was not focused on the actions or how they can affect the moment, but where will they do and affect in the future. And so says Rashi, what does it mean? Ele toldot Noach, Noach itz tzaddik tamim. Noach said, I will act, and the focus of my action is the effect it will have on the future. And those are the only actions I will do. And so Noach says, I will build a tiva for 120 years. Not because it's going to affect his generation, but that will affect the future generations. He understands that the actions he will do, the motivation, is what is its effect, not what will it accomplish. We live in times of accomplishments, not in times of affecting the future. And a great rabbi, Rabbi Torchiner, came up to me this morning, and he said to me, Yair, how do we address the amount of children that don't want to daven? And I said to him, Rabbi, the truth is that I don't think the problem is tefillah. I think the problem are cell phones. So obviously that doesn't make a lot of sense. What does that mean? And so I said, if you think about a cell phone, it's a world of giving. It gives and gives and gives. And tefillah is a world that demands and demands and demands. The problem for our younger generation, or for everyone else in the world with tefillah, is not tefillah. It's that we're immersed in a world of cell phones, which is so involved in what you gain and what you accomplish, that I don't have time for something like tefillah. I was speaking to one of my students just now, and he said to me, Yair, I think it's better if we don't learn so much Gemara. And so I said to him, that's a great idea. Why is it better not to learn Gemara? And his answer was, I think that we should take the time to learn Torah. And I said to him, I said, Jonah, listen, that's such a great idea. But Gemara was learnt in an appreciation of how will Torah be related to the future generations. How can I analyze a book of Hashem on a level that it will be relevant and connected, not just to the Torah, but to a new generation, a new world. A rabbi just came into Toronto named Chief Rabbi, Rabbi Mervis, and the topic of his conversation is a Torah to a broken world, which means I am not focused on the Torah that was given in Har Sinai, but I'm aware that the Torah must be relevant and affect the next 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 years. So says the Sfat Emet, what does it mean? Aval hatzadik lo kol mitzvah osat holada. Not every mitzvah creates a future. Rak hatzadik shekol chayut shelo davuk bamitzvot kmo zivug gashmi nimshach bo tolada. He says, when you do a mitzvah, you put on tzitzit, you light Shabbat candles, will it affect the future or will it not affect the future, is defined through one simple question. What was your relationship with the mitzvah? Did you view the mitzvah as a part of you, or was it something that you had to do? If the tzitzit is something that's a part of you, it will reflect in the way that you kiss the tzitzit in davening. If candle lighting is a part of you, it will be seen through the way you light the candles. If it's an aspect that you need to do, it will be a quick thing, and when it's over, it's over. It will be like a shot. I need to have a shot, I'm a little bit sick, give me the shot, let the shot be finished, and that will not create a future. Says the Sfat Emet, who was Noach? He was someone who understood that he wasn't focused on the destruction of his generation, but on the new generation that will come. And so, Eile Toldot Noach, Noach ish tzaddik tamim haya bedorotav. What is his understanding that I must do what I'm doing in vision of how it's going to affect tomorrow? B'siyata dishmaya, with many miracles, after many tefillot and many tears. Ma'eshet chaya klilat yofi mesos kol haaretz, is expecting together with me a child. And the only reason is because Tanya never lost sight of how will my actions of today be an image of tomorrow. That's the only reason that she's able to say to herself that the child that she's searching for together with me is not an answer for today, but it's an image of a child that's a result of not letting go of the image of the future. Shabbat Shalom.